Welcome everyone. Happy Thursday morning to you all. It is a rainy day here in East Tennessee. I was driving here. I had an appointment this morning, so I came in late. I was driving here and I had my heated seats on and
your heated steering wheel.
And the rain was hitting the top of the truck, and I texted Rachel, was like, cancel the live. I'm taking a nap.
Yeah.
It was so perfect.
No, I in fact hate the rain. Everything about the rain, and Becca's like, oh, I just love it.
Then I get here and it's a monsoon. Like seriously, we're getting big rain here. And I park right next to the building, which I don't normally do, but I had some stuff to carry in. And when I open my door and step out, there's like a pond there now. So my feet were almost completely submerged. And I come in and Rachel's just cleaned the entire studio while I was gone. I'm like, I don't want to touch anything. I'm wet. It was the whole thing. Anyway, welcome everyone. If this is your first time here at Oak and Lamb, I'm very excited that you have found us and are joining us. My name is Becca Oaks. I'm a craft educator and owner here at Oak and Lamb. And then Rachel over here is also a craft educator and owner, and we are thrilled you're here. Today we are going to be talking about silhouettes. So I get this question quite a bit. And so I was like, let's do a project. I love the idea. How do I turn a photo into a silhouette? There are so many different ways you can do this. I'm going to show you one, maybe two ways to do this, and we'll make one. This one is made with a Glowforge. So I cut it out of MDF board with the Glowforge, cut this part out as well, painted it, glued it together. However, if you do not have a Glowforge, there are other options. You can use chipboard, Cricut chipboard, which I did not get out. Let me find it really quick. If you're not familiar with it, it looks like craft board material or craft paper brown. Here it is. And it's thick-ish. See that? It's like a really thick, sturdy cardboard, or a thinner MDF board, if that makes sense. So this is an eighth of an inch thick. And you can cut it out with your maker. So if you want to use this in your maker, you can. If you don't have a maker, you can also cut it out of craft board. So I'm gonna do that. I have the base already cut out. And then we're going to cut the front out of craft board and we'll apply it to this right here. So it's a whole process. Not a lot of supplies. I'm going to be using black paint because I'm going to do the reverse of this silhouette look. This is a white or shoelace colored background with a black foreground. And I'm going to do the opposite. So this will be black. The front will be white. And I'm using white craft board for the front. So I'm not even going to have to paint the front. That's really nice.
Yeah.
I'll probably grab my ATG gun. We'll see what adhesive I want to use. So I also have my black acrylic paint, a little sponge for painting, poster board to keep my area clean, and then I'm not going to need this because I've already cut it out. If you are using chipboard, you're going to need some tape to tape your chipboard down to your mat, and you're going to want a strong grip mat and your knife blade in order to cut the chipboard. Now, if you're cutting chipboard, it's going to say, I can't remember how many passes for the thicker one, Rach. Is it like 26?
Yeah. Well, I think sometimes it depends on how detailed the design is.
Yes.
But it's like 20 or between like 20 and 30 passes. It's ridiculous.
And we have found more times than not, in fact, I would almost say every single time that we have used chipboard for a project, we can stop about 14 passes through and check it, and it has cut all the way through. So just because it says that it needs that many passes doesn't necessarily mean that. You can push the pause button on your machine. Don't unload it, but you can push the pause button on your machine, kind of lift around to see if it is cut all the way through, and that's a really good option. Craft board that we're using for the front. If you're not familiar, this is Cricut craft board, and it comes in white, this craft paper brown, and black, and then there are also metallic options. They're a little bit tacky.
Yeah.
But if you need gold or silver, they're not so bad. The other jewel tones I'm not a massive fan of.
Yeah.
But basically they're like really, really, really thick cardstock. So around 120, 130 pound cardstock. Is that what you would say, right?
Yeah.
And you can just use your fine point or deep point blade to cut this. So any of the Cricut machines will cut it.
And Miss Sherry is here and she says, good morning, everyone new to the flock. Just joined this week and finally get to catch a live.
Yay, we're so glad you're here with us, Sherry. Amazing. I do recognize your name from our confirmation sign up. So that's so exciting. I'm loving
Everyone's
this.
loving your laptop stand.
And you can, oh, thank you. So it's very funny. I told Rachel that I was kind of glancing at some lives and noticed that I'm like this most of the time because my vision is not fantastic.
Yeah, neither of us can see. Yeah.
And it's low. So I was like, I'll use my laptop stand and see if this makes a difference. We'll see. I don't know.
Can you only cut chipboard or craft board on the Maker?
You can cut chipboard and craft board on the Maker. You can only cut the craft board on your Explore series machines.
Yes.
Is that clear? Mm-hmm. Were there any other questions about the project?
Not that I could see.
Stacy says, I'm snuggling up in bed with my O&L family.
Aww.
I wish I were in bed. Good morning, everyone. Snuggling with you all. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
But,
yes.
yeah. Good morning, everyone. Almost missed this. Forgot about the time difference. Yeah, those time. It's not fun. Okay.
Yes.
So back to this. What I did, let me pull it up here, is took a picture of Beckett and Fallon, and it's easier if you're intentional about this. If you're trying to grab a picture of some child that you just happened to be like this and you snapped a picture and you have all of this background or like trees in the background and things like that, it's not going to be as easy. There are obviously ways you can do it, but I would be intentional about it. Let me show you the picture that I took. Place your child in front of a light colored wall. Mine is a little bit darker than this at home. You'll see in just a second. And make sure that there are no shadows in the picture. So let's look at this picture. This is the picture that I took of Beckett. And the color or the lighting is not fantastic. I would never post this. It's brighter back here, but this is the kind of photo that we need for this particular project. See these shadows up here? That doesn't matter. You just want to make sure that there are no shadows around the face or the back or wherever you're having to go, because what we're about to do is use the markup tool, and you can also use a background remover tool to do the same thing.
Two things. I love his eyelashes. Just adorable.
They're just adorable.
And I noticed that I didn't notice until right now, you curled his collar under so that it wouldn't be in the way. That's super smart to do.
Yeah, well, because I did it for a couple of reasons. One, you're not going to see that it's curled under and that it looks odd in the silhouette, but I couldn't decide if I just wanted from like neck up. So the collar was in the way, but I decided I wanted a little bit more full body, and so it just happened to be fine there. But yes, that's a great point, Rachel. Anyway, so here on my computer, I took this just with my phone. I imported it here on my computer. I'm going to click on it, and this is just the preview app. It's the default preview app for Macs. Again, you can use a background remover site to do this if you do not have a Mac. But if you have the Mac, you're just going to push this right here that has the markup toolbar. And then we're going to grab this little tool and we're going to drag and select the background right here. So see everything that was red? Let me do that again. Everything that is red, I'm about to push delete on my keyboard and it's going to delete all of that. So it's going to make it a transparent image. Now, if I had a lot of shadows around his face, for instance, I might run the risk of having issues with this being very close to his face. I would have to go in and be more intentional, clean it up. It's going to take a whole lot longer. So that's why I've chosen to take the photo in this way. It will save you a lot of time. Okay. So another thing, look down at his back on his shirt. So the red overlapped right there. I want to make sure that I'm going to pull back a little bit. I don't want that to overlap on his shirt. And when I do that, this area up here is no longer colored. It's okay because I'm going to go ahead and press delete. And then I can go back in and remove this right here.
And if you've never used this feature on your Mac before, it can seem difficult. Once you do it once or twice, it's really easy and actually pretty satisfying. So
it is, yes. Okay, so all of that's looking pretty good. Now, if I'm cutting this out with my Cricut, hold on just a second. Let me look at this.
Kat
really
said,
close.
OMG, Becca, Mac user here. Mac user for many, many years, and I never realized you could do this. I always did it with Photoshop.
Yes, Photoshop is great too.
Becca showed me this as well. You don't even want to know what I was doing. But it's fantastic. It's so easy, so simple. But that little, it looks like a plus sign that she's using is just like your cursor. That is your cursor. So if you're a little bit confused, again, once you do this once or twice, it's really easy to get the hang of.
The other thing that you can do, see how this is up here and it doesn't really want to be removed. Let me try it one more. Well, okay, it did it. I'm proving myself wrong, but I'm going to press undo so that I can show you the other option. You can select with this tool and delete. Let me select again. You can use that tool or you can use the lasso selection, whichever one you want. Let me remember. One way, if I press delete, okay, yeah, okay. So I just took the lasso tool and kind of circled around it, drew around it, and then I just pushed delete on my keyboard. Super easy. And you can do that, like if you wanted to be really nitpicky, you could do that to pieces right here as well. Like this, I may not want that in the image, may not want this in the image. And you can clean this up in Design Space too. I don't love cleaning things up in Design Space. I feel like it's a little bit slow. Sometimes it's laggy and a little bit difficult to use. So you can clean it up here. You can also do this in Illustrator by doing an image trace. So,
and we're getting a lot of questions. What if I don't have a Mac?
Yeah. So you can use an app called, I think it's called bgremover.com, backgroundremover.com. Google it. Whatever it is will come up. And you can do the exact same thing. It's a free website that works. So I'm just going to clean up all of this right here. And if I'm going to do this two different ways, because if you wanted to use this for Glowforge, then you would need to convert this to an SVG. So let me just click out and it automatically saves it here. Oh, hold on. I need to save it as a PNG. We'll press File and then Export, and we're going to change it to PNG. We'll save that. And it saved it over here. So what I might want to do, I'll show you the Glowforge way first, which is using Illustrator, and then I'll show you the Cricut Design Space way.
And Miss Trisha and Miss Sonia, if you are doing this on a phone, I highly suggest going back on your laptop later, rewatching this. We totally know the screen is small and it's even smaller on your phone. So if you had a bit of trouble seeing how Becca did that, try and rewatch on your laptop or or stream it to your TV so you guys can see it a bit better. But sorry about that.
Yeah, which part?
Just because it was just like on half of your screen, which it's not like you can make it any bigger.
I can't make it any bigger.
Yeah, no. So it's nothing that we can do. Make sure you're trying to watch it on a bigger screen.
So what you would do, let's do Design Space first. We'll open up Design Space and we're going to upload our image just like we do regular cut files. Is that the one? Hold on. Yeah. Pull it in here and then we're going to press Complex, Continue. And then if you needed to do any cleaning up here, you could do cleaning up here as well. You can even remove the background here, especially with Design Space new background remover option if you have Pro. Yes, Rachel?
Why is it not important to remove the white background in his curls?
Because if I remove them, then they look really wispy, and I don't want to cut out all of those little bitty intricate things. It's still going to look like a curl. Like a curl. Yeah. And you'll see that in just a second. So I'm going to press Apply and Continue. And then you can see here we have our silhouette. So I'm going to save it as a cut image. I could do it as print and cut and then change it if I wanted to, but I don't need it print and cut. So we'll just save it as a cut image. import it here into Design Space. Let me zoom out here. Is this the new one I just did? Where'd the new one go that I just did?
Look at those lashes. I love it.
Everything is so big, I need to size it down.
I love that it makes his little eyelashes on there.
There we go. Let's delete this one. Okay, so we have this. It looks good. What I can go ahead and cut this as is if I want to. But before I get to cutting with my craft board, I want to show you how I would, if you want to use this with your laser printer, how I would do this next. So I didn't necessarily have to bring it in here. I could have pulled it into a photo editing app and changed the color and the contrast and everything to create this black image. It's just, this is fewer steps for those of you who aren't familiar with photo editing apps. So all I want to do is come up here to the top, and I'm going to go to settings and remove the grid on my canvas here so that it's white.
I'm sorry, I don't think I was paying attention.
Yeah.
Did you mention that you can't do it up in the mid-axis anymore?
I didn't mention it anymore. You used to be able to click this, and now you can't. And
It's
I think
so
that's so
frustrating.
silly. Yeah. So now that I have removed the background, I'm going to take a screenshot, which on a Mac is Command-Shift-4. You can do this on a regular computer as well, or a PC. I have the screenshot. I'm going to import that into Illustrator. And then I'm going to do an image trace. And we have done image traces a lot here at Oak and Lamb. It's the same thing that we do for converting handwriting. It's the same thing that we do for converting anything like a logo or something like that if we wanted to. Since it's black and white, it is a very simple image to convert. So I just come down here to image trace, press black and white logo, expand, ungroup, then I'll delete, select, and then delete this black white layer here. And then I have this image that I can save now as an SVG, and I can use this in, I can use this in Design Space if I want to, but more importantly, like I said, it's for laser printers. But if you're not using a laser printer, you do not have to do this step. You just do the steps that I did in Design Space. Now what I want to do is import the cut file that we're going to be using today, and this is the little mount with frame. We need to size this down. I'm going to make the height of it 10 inches. And then I just need to make sure that Beckett is here in the front. So I'm going to right click and press send to front. Size him down, and then we'll zoom in so that we can see what we're doing a little bit better here. And then I just need to size him and place him right here at the bottom. Now, I like a little bit of space at the top. It's just my personal preference. So I'll pull him down just a little bit here. And then I'm seeing, do you see this right here? Do you see that little dot right there?
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want to cut that out.
Yeah.
So I am going to press contour. And you can come in and remove any of those little things like that that you would want to. We could actually just press hide all contours. That would be really nice. And it hid all of those extra little pieces. So now we don't have to cut that. That's one advantage of taking it into Illustrator to kind of do the image trace, because it removes a lot of things like that. But anyway, that was an easy fix. And now I'm going to select his little silhouette and the black layer of the frame. So you can see right here. And I'm going to weld them together. So see, it's 2 layers right now. And when I push weld in the bottom right-hand corner, it makes it 1 layer. Now, if you are new to Cricutting, the only way to undo that is to press undo right now. If I go on to do other things in Design Space, then I would have to undo all of those things by pushing the undo button in order to get back to this. It's a whole process. So weld is a pretty permanent thing, but you do want to weld in this instance. You don't want to attach because it will cut it out separately. So you do need to weld. And at that point, that's all we have to do in Design Space. So it was pretty easy. Definitely, like Rachel mentioned, go back and rewatch any of those things. That's also how we learn. We watch a video one time and then we rewatch it. We'll go back and look at a step, maybe even write it down, pause it, rewind it again if we need to. I think that's how a lot of people learn, to be honest. If you could obtain all and retain all of this.
Oh my gosh, you have a superpower.
Super genius.
Sometimes it's easy as well to do it as you're watching it.
Yeah.
It's like, stop, do the step, play it, stop, do the step. So however it is that you learn, yeah, for sure.
So let me see which one of these silhouettes is a little bit cleaner because I want to be able to do a quick-ish cut for you all. It honestly looks like the one that I just made today may be cleaner, so we'll delete that one. Again, I want this to be 10 inches because I have pre-cut this and I want this to fit perfectly. But I'm going to hide this layer because I've already cut it out and don't need it. And we can go ahead and click Make It. I will be using the matte today. And I can press Continue. Connect. Actually, I should probably turn my maker on. That would be helpful, huh?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Turning that friend on.
There's a lot of people who got snow now.
Snow.
I'm just thankful that we don't have snow.
Yes.
If all this rain was snow, Becca, we'd be in trouble.
Yeah, no, we would be.
We would be in big trouble.
I may have to click back out. Okay. So we're selecting the craft board setting. It is one that we use a whole lot here, so we favorited it. If you did not know, you can favorite supplies and settings just by clicking the little star in the top right corner. I'll press craft board, and I'm going to add extra pressure here. And then I'll load the white craft board on my mat. And then we can cut this out. While that's cutting out, I'll probably paint the little mount here.
Oh, yeah.
And answer any questions that you might have. Also, while it's cutting out and we're putting this in and doing all those fun things, I do want to point out, today is February 24th, and you all have 4 more days to sign up for membership here at Oak and Lamb. If you are not a founding flock member, please hear. If you are not a founding flock member, use the code PRES, PRES20 to get $20 off our yearly membership. If you are a founding flock member, do not purchase anything until you have talked to me, emailed me, or looked in the private Facebook group because there are special links for you. Anyway, you have 4 more days to purchase to qualify for the drawing. We're going to do a drawing for a brand new Maker 3, and anyone who extends their membership monthly or yearly or purchases a new membership monthly or yearly is automatically entered into that. So while this is cutting, like I said, I am going to paint this. If you have any questions, I don't know, because I've not looked at comments. I don't know if we have any new people here or not. But if you have any questions about the membership and what we offer here, please don't hesitate to ask. I would love to answer questions. Rach would too as well.
Yeah.
Just let us know.
Yeah. And the membership sale does end on Monday. Is that Monday?
Monday. Yes.
It does end on Monday for $20 off if you're not a founding flock member. So definitely grab it before that membership sale ends for sure.
Okay, I just have this black paint here, and I'm using a sponge because I love this. Now, here, this is really funny. I made a cute, let me show you guys the project I made yesterday because it's coming up, is that not next week, but the next week. I made a really cute file that's available to all of our members. Well, it will be. And we're making this project on the live. Oh my God, I can't wait. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, it has different layers. This is great for, like I said, it's great for Glowforge, but you can also cut it out of chipboard or cardstock or whatever you want. But it has all these little layers, and I've added a little tag so you could put your flock number on it if you wanted to.
Too cute.
Or you could put like welcome or something like this and put this on your front door if you have like a farmhouse vibe or you live on a farm or something like that. I think this was actually Anna's idea. Super stinking cute. I said all that to say, when I paint these, Look at my sides here. This is a prototype, so I just really did not, I just did not do my best job and really try.
So on every other project where you paint MDF board, you always give it your best shot?
Well,
on the edges?
On the door hanger out there and the ornaments that I did, I went back and painted the sides.
Oh.
You didn't know that because you weren't here.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yes.
I see.
It was one of the days I was working on the
absence.
weekend.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Putting in that extra work.
Anyway, I said all that to say Anna and Rachel raked me over the coals yesterday. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
And I appreciate this particular piece because it's already black. I don't have to paint it.
That is handy.
Yes.
Because honestly, painting edges, I'm just going to be honest,
I hate it.
It sucks. It does.
It's not my favorite, especially if you're doing white or something, because white on MDF board, you have to do three. The paints that we have to do 3 coats.
Or more.
So frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, I'm not looking at comments. I have not looked at comments.
They're dying. They're dying over the lammy.
Yes.
Dying over the lamb.
Isn't it adorable?
Do you want to tell them that the oak and lamb has a name?
The oak and lamb does have a name. It does. We have named, partially because I got this super stinking cute, but admittedly ridiculously small pin cushion. Just look at that.
It's a little
look at
lamb.
that. And its name is Fred. Like I didn't name it Fred. They named it Fred. And then I was like, well, we have to name our lamb Fred. Yep. So our oak and lamb's name is Fred. Not to be confused with Freddie, who is my brother. Frankie Freddie.
Frank,
yeah.
Yes.
Also, he doesn't go by Freddie. I just call him that to torment him.
Yes. But no, they're dying over that.
Yes,
dying
good.
over the lamb.
That file will be coming out on Monday. I also have worked, oh my gosh, there's really cute, the theme for this cut file, because I have trouble sometimes sticking to things, but the major theme is hobbies. So we have some cute hobbies. I did some sewing one. We have some book, plant lady, photo. I'm trying to think of the other ones, but they're really cute and they're all coming out on Monday. They'll be on the site. Okay. This is looking good, Rach. Do you see any spots that look thin?
No.
Okay.
Mostly because half of it looks dry and half of it doesn't.
Well, that's because that's the way it is.
Yeah, no, it just dries super quick.
Yeah. So we're going to have to wait just a little bit. I guess I could get my heat gun out and dry it, couldn't I? Or we can chat while it dries. You all let me know what you want to do. First, I'm going to clean my fingers off.
I'm dropping the link to Fred the pincushion so you guys can buy him.
Did you notice that I had him on the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was he under Fred or lamb pincushion?
He was only under a pincushion.
Not even lamb pincushion?
Not even lamb pincushion, just pincushion. Because I linked it in the video and thought, well, let me see if it's like the one that Becca had in the video. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a lamb.
It's a lammy.
It was surprising.
Yeah.
Jen, anything special planned for National Craft Month? We here at Oak and Lamb treat every month like National Craft Month.
It's true.
So if you're not, that's okay. But we are.
No, so we are trying to do a special Saturday or night big event. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but once a month is what we're trying to do. Yeah. We're not married to that by any means, so don't get mad if we don't do it. But our big event for March is actually Rachel's baby shower. So that's super exciting. I have black all under my fingernail. I'm trying to dig it out. I'm very sorry.
Also, they're saying chat. They want to chat.
You want to chat? Okay, great. Anyway, so that's the big event for March. It's March 20th, which is a Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
I think so.
So we try to do it at a time that if you go to church, you'll be out of church. Now, obviously, we can't accommodate everyone's time zone, but we tried to consider the majority. Anyway, so hopefully you'll be out of church by then if you go to church and can tune in. It's very exciting. Rachel, tell them how many out of the 100 items on your registry, how many have they purchased?
Well, let's back it up more.
Okay, let's back it up.
There was only about 85 items on my registry.
Yes.
And then me and Becca had to go in and beef it up because you all bought it all. So I have now, we've had to beef it up a couple times. There's like
Which is good,
like
man.
105 items on it total. You all have bought 86 items off of my registry.
People she's never met, aside from Debbie, people she has never met in person.
Yes. Have just poured out your hearts.
It has blown us
guys,
away.
the amount of handmade things I've been sent. It's
No,
honestly.
she hasn't seen a lot of it, but if
No.
it happened to come in like not wrapped or
If
we
Becca
weren't
peeks
sure,
and is like, this is
normally
for
I
Carly,
see it. Yes. Yeah.
Then I'll just look at the address, make sure there's the correct name on it so we can thank you all properly, and then I kind of set it on my desk because, I don't want to ruin all the surprises.
Yes.
But honestly, it's crazy. You all have, I'm so humbled and so blessed for you all. Seriously, it's amazing.
And honestly, I told somebody, I think it was Melissa, I think I might even be as excited or more excited than Rachel. Like, I can't wait to see all these things. And fun fact, I told you I'd call you out.
You can.
Fun fact,
That's
we
fine.
had her mom, or her family, Bailey, family friends,
Yeah.
threw a baby shower for her this weekend, and I went to it, and I was like, Rachel, when do you open presents? Oh, no, I'm not opening presents.
Okay, it was a drop-in shower. I thought maybe, go on, Becca. I won't steal your thunder.
I'm not opening presents. It's drop-in. I'm like, you still have to open presents. That's why everyone is standing here. They want to see you open presents. Oh, no. So, like, I'm telling Beckett 1,000 times, go tell Rachel it's time to open presents. Oh, no. So Rachel's like, James, you open the presents? He's like, I'm not opening those presents. I'm like, what? Wait, this is open the freaking presents.
It's the most awkward thing in the world, sitting there with everyone staring at you as you open gifts.
All of those little baby
It feels
things.
so awkward.
So she let Fallon help her, which means Fallon stood in front of her so no one else could see her and
if I'm
helped her.
next to Fallon, who are you looking at? The adorable child or me?
No, oh my gosh, she got so many cute little things. Anyway,
did.
so Rachel, I did not know it about her. Apparently several people knew it about her, but I didn't. Rachel has this thing about opening presents in front of people. But it won't be that way because it's not quite the same.
You all aren't sitting. I don't see 1,000 pairs of eyes looking at me.
Maybe what we should do is you should RSVP and let me know. Send me a screenshot of your
What?
head,
Becca,
and then
stop.
I'll put like the wall behind the camera. It'll be like fat heads, O&L fat head wall back there. That would
You
actually
hate
be
me.
really hysterical.
You hate me.
I'm
I'm honored to open the gifts that you all have gotten me. I would have never told, but if Becca didn't come to my shower, I would have never told her that I had a problem opening gifts.
Well, because then I felt terrible. I'm like, I'm making you do this whole shower
No,
in front of people, but she doesn't feel that way.
I'm so excited to open your all's gifts. It's like a different type of excitement. You're not
Yeah.
here in person. That's what I hate. Because Mom said, Rachel, you're literally in front of hundreds of people every day crafting. And I'm like, it's not the same. They don't judge me.
And to my reply was, do you think we're judging how you open the present? Or your
no.
reaction? What is it?
I feel like I don't ever want to let anyone down ever. And I feel like if someone like went to bed with a specific reaction in their head that I should have when I open a gift and I don't have it, I just melt. I feel so bad. But again, I love everything.
Just so you know, Rachel's a good reactor because that is a pet peeve of mine. Like,
Oh, God.
when I give you a gift, I'm very excited about it. It's one of my love languages. And
Yes.
if you're just like, which is the way my husband is, because he doesn't get excited about anything. It's not that he doesn't like it or isn't appreciative. It's his personality. But I love to give Rachel and Anna. Anna's the same way.
Becca's a fantastic
Gifts.
gift giver as well. She listens. Like one thing I will have said 6 months ago, that's what Becca remembers.
I have a note thing on my phone, so when people say things, I'll write it down and put their
Yes.
name next to it, because there's nothing worse than needing a gift and be like, man, I don't know what in the world to get, because
True.
people drop hints all the time,
Yes.
but in the moment you can't remember it. So
Yeah.
I just have a note thing on my phone.
So smart. So smart.
Also for my kids, because our relatives are like, what can we get them? I'm like, I don't know. They have everything, but they've requested things and I've just forgotten about it.
Yeah, lots of people love. I think it's a good creative trait to love gift giving too. I think a lot of creative people love gift giving. My love language is acts of service, which is kind of like gift giving.
Wayne's is acts of service.
Yeah, in a sense. So Yeah.
That's how I give. Giving gifts is how I give love.
Yes.
Quality time is how I receive love.
Me cleaning that toilet this morning, only thinking of you, Becca. I'm like, Becca's gonna love sitting on this clean
Is it because
toilet.
I said yesterday,
No.
why is this sink so disgusting? We clean it all the time, and we do.
We do. No, it's because we got our ceiling tiles in there and we changed
It's Doug's fault.
We changed the light bulbs and now it looks like the Shangri-La Hotel in there.
The what?
But it's the Shangri-La Hotel. But it's a bathroom.
It looks good. It looks good. Well, yeah, we finally finished the ceiling tile, so there's not like a black abyss.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many friends love gift giving.
Yes.
I get that. I didn't react to a few of Mom's handmade gifts and she was crushed, but they were the funkiest clothes and I was a teenager. It's hard. It's hard when your expectations are one thing and then someone has put so much time and energy because, I mean, all of you know, crafting, it's a time sacrifice.
Yes.
In addition to sometimes very pricey. So
It's like a mix of acts of service and gift giving when you craft.
yes.
Yeah.
But if you're not a crafter, you don't understand that.
Yeah.
A lot of times
That's
people
true.
will think, oh, she can just whip that up really quickly. And you're
Right.
like, oh, no. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yes. For sure.
I like to give experiences when I can. Yes, Patrice, we love that too. So my kids, I don't know if you may have noticed in some Christmas pictures, we don't do big Christmas. And at first that sort of made me feel bad, but like I wasn't giving my kids the best Christmas like possible. And the more I thought of it, the more rubbish that is. Like we give one gift that they've asked for, and that's generally a bigger gift. And then we give an experience. So like this year and last year, we bought them tickets to see and meet Dude Perfect. They love it. And what we really love about it is that it's something that we enjoy too. And because I am a quality time person, it also is like a gift for me.
Yes. Yeah.
So we do that, and we do stockings, and like honestly, that's all we do.
Yeah.
Because they can have a whole entire floor full of toys, but they're likely going to play with the box or just one thing. So
Yeah. Very good point, Becca. Very good point.
Ruthie says, we love you no matter how you open gifts, Rachel.
So sweet.
Yeah.
You guys are so, and again, I don't know why you all feel different. To me, it's the weirdest thing because when people are like, well, you know, do you enjoy what you do? I'm like, you don't even know the community of ladies and gentlemen that we're around. Like, they are incredible. I never once would say, ooh, no, I don't want to open my gifts in front of them. Like, you all are, it's different. It feels different.
Yeah.
I don't know. You all are just exceptional.
This is dry-ish.
I would say 80%.
Well, I mean, I got a little heavy-handed over there
That's okay.
on the side. Okay, anyway. When you're removing craft board, you remove it just like you do cardstock. You're going to remove the mat from the craft board so that it doesn't curl on you. And let me start with the bottom.
That didn't take that long to cut.
It really didn't. I mean, it was done forever ago.
Yeah.
Very cute. I thought around here, like where the hair pieces were, would take a really long time, but it just really didn't.
And look, his little lashes are
my
still
gosh,
there.
they're so cute. Little bitty baby Beckett. Oh, by the way, today is Beckett's adoption anniversary.
Yes.
So we are super excited. We celebrate the kids' adoptions around here just like we celebrate birthdays because honestly, happiest days of my life were when it was final and I could breathe. Anyway, so well, I'll tell that story in a second. I'm going to put this on and then I'll tell the story. So I just put ATG. That is the Advanced Tape Glider by Scotch. And good luck finding this in stock because that's fun. I think we have a link for it, but I'm not sure that it's been in stock in a couple of weeks. Have you checked recently?
I've still checked.
Yeah,
nothing.
I checked last week.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love that, and I'm sad that it's not available for those of you who want one, but be on the lookout. Anyway, putting this down, smoothing it out. You could also use like Mod Podge if you wanted to. Honestly, this is plenty. It's not going to move on me. And look how stinking cute that is.
Look how professional it looks.
Yeah. I mean, it looks really good.
I don't know if I like
The black
that,
and white or
but
white and
yeah,
white.
I can't decide. Oh.
Now, my kids did a fun, let me see if I can find the picture.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm sure most of you have seen it, but I'll pull it up. Fallon, I have this video on my Instagram somewhere. And Fallon decided, I showed Fallon the picture and she said, are you going to leave it like that? And I said, what do you mean? Like the black and white? And she said, yes. And I said, yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. And she was like, can I paint it? And I was like, you want to paint it? She says, it needs more color.
It needs more color.
It needs more color.
Yes.
So she got to paint them and I'm trying to find the pictures right now. I'll show you. It's very cute. It'll be under Glowforge.
And we have a bunch of exceptional questions about Bex and Fallon, their adoption.
Yes.
So at the end, we can chat about that if you would like.
Yeah, okay. Okay, here's the ones that they painted. So the kids painted the backgrounds.
Look at those. Oh my God.
I love the way my kids paint.
Look at Fallon's bud.
Look, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I did she has some big hair, and I actually, that's one of my favorite things about her is that she loves to wear a top knot. Anyway, so I kind of just elected to make it was fine that it overlapped here. I still think it looks really cute, but have fun with these with your kids. These are going in my bedroom on a picture ledge that I just added over my bed. I'm very excited. I'll show you all a styled photo when I'm finished.
Megan said, no offense, Becca, but she made it look so amazing.
She did. I mean, I love color. I was just trying to not always be over the top with color because I appreciate that some people are boring and don't like color. So I was trying to help you out, maybe branch out a little bit. No, never to do that again.
No.
Never.
No, it needs more color.
Yeah, needs more color.
More color.
Needs all the colors. Anyway, so this morning took donuts to Beckett's school so that they could celebrate. His birthday is in July, so he doesn't get to have a birthday party with his friends at school, and so we celebrate his adoption anniversary. And generally, I'll bring in, I didn't do it today because I was running late, but generally I'll take in a book about adoption so that the teacher can read it to the class, because I don't know about you all, but adoption is sometimes sort of like a taboo subject, and it shouldn't be, in my opinion. You don't want to make it seem like weird and awkward because you make children feel weird and awkward when you do that. Also, it's sort of a case-by-case thing. I do understand that some kids are a little bit sensitive to it, and so you want to honor that as well. So definitely read the situation. But we send in a book. They read about it so kids who maybe haven't had the conversation with their parents can kind of have that conversation.
You can educate them. Yeah, that's
educate
fantastic.
them, yes. Anyway, so we sent in donuts, so I had to go in today and talk to his teacher. And she said, did you see his folder yesterday? And I said, yes. He had a little tiff with his best friend. They're honestly, it's like an old married couple. They're adorable.
Just precious.
They're adorable. And some scratches were made. It was a whole thing anyway, which is rare for Beckett. But there was a note. So apparently yesterday afternoon, Beckett got his folder.
Now every day.
Every day he gets
They get the folder that
and it has a little note.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yesterday he got his folder and he opened the folder and he looked at it and he handed it back to her and said, this doesn't say good day. She said, nobody, it doesn't.
No.
He said, when's it going to say good day? And she said, hopefully tomorrow.
Hopefully tomorrow. We'll wake up and try again.
So we sent donuts to school. You know, we're having a celebration. Hopefully today is a good day. He's a good boy. He's such a good boy.
Precious. They all have said Happy Adoption Day, Beck. So
yes,
whenever you pick him up, let him know that all of these wonderful ladies and gentlemen have wished him a Happy Adoption Day.
I will.
Melissa said, how many years now?
8 years.
Yes. Now,
yes.
And then we had another question. Beck, if you're comfortable with it, I would love to hear some of your adoption story. So it's
kind of a whirlwind.
years, and then he's 8.
Yes.
So
it's a lot, and it's very interesting. Like, I should write it down at some point because I feel like
you
a
should
squirrel.
Write a book.
Honestly,
yeah,
I feel like a squirrel sometimes when I tell it. So Wayne and I tried for 6 years to have kids, not successful. Before we started trying to have biological children, actually, one of the first conversations we actually ever had as a couple before engagement and all of that was that we wanted to adopt. So we wanted to have biological children. We wanted to adopt. We knew it. My grandmother's adopted. Wayne's sister's adopted. Wayne's nephew's adopted. Like, it's in our family. Something that we love and are passionate about. And so after 6 years, nothing was wrong with either one of this, like, textbook. It just was a God thing because if we had had biological children, then I'm pretty certain we would not have been ready to adopt when Beckett and Fallon were born. So I'm trying to like make this make sense for you. We didn't do, because we get this question a lot, we didn't do like an adoption service. We didn't do foster care. Our best friends at the time were the administrators of Helen Russ McNabb, which is like if you don't know, it works in conjunction with DCS, and it's like a house that they stay in until they're placed type thing, type thing. Anyway, they had a little boy named Treese, and he was a foster child. They ended up adopting him they got him when he was 3 months old, and adopted him pretty quickly after that. And so when that biological mother got pregnant again, we knew that she has some medical issues, and can't take care of children. Beckett is her third child. First one was removed in the hospital because of some issues. And then of course Treese was removed at 2 months. And then we just knew that it would be an issue with Beckett. So she knew it. She said that we could adopt him. It was back and forth and back and forth. Yes, you can. No, you can't. Yes, you can. No, you can't.
To think of the emotional toll that would take on you and Wayne is ridiculous to me.
She has some mental health issues, and if she's not on her medicine, when she's on her medicine, she's actually enjoyable. When she's not, then she has some mental health issues. Anyway, I'm trying to like know where to go with this. So because it was so back and forth, we went through the foster care system. Like we did the PATH training, Parents as Tender Healing training, got certified as foster parents, because we thought if she says we cannot adopt him, if she does not sign over rights, then maybe we can foster him and do it that way. So we did that, and then she invited me to come the day that Beckett was born because she didn't have any friends or family to be there with her. And she did not intend for me to bring Beckett home. But I was there. I was there in the room when he was born. She had a C-section. I was there all day. I got to hold him. I was the first person to say his name and tell him I loved him. And I got to feed him and literally just held him all day.
That gives me the goose.
And then I'm going to cry. And then Wayne came that night and he got to meet him, and then all hell broke loose the next day. And she ended up signing over custody. DCS got involved, and she ended up signing over temporary custody to another foster family. And then randomly 9 days later called me and said, I have a surprise for you, meet me at the courthouse. And a judge agreed to meet us after hours in their chambers so that she could sign over custody. And I had no contact with her at all. I thought, this is a done deal, it's gone, let's move on. And I would just sit in his room and I would just cry. I would just cry because I didn't know where he was. I thought that he was with a family. It turns out he was still at Children's Hospital because he had some issues in NICU that weren't really issues. It was
he was little bitty too.
He weighed 4 pounds and 14 ounces.
He was full term.
Yeah.
But he was little.
She was losing weight with him. Anyway, the reasons that he stayed in NICU weren't real reasons. I feel like it was a God ordained thing to get things situated so that I could take him home. So the night that she signed over, we didn't know where he was. We thought that he was with a family. So we're calling the DCS workers like, hey, she signed over. And they were like, she can't do that. And we're like, the judge says she can. Like, it was this whole thing. I'm like, where's my kid? Where do I go? And he was at about an hour away at a hospital. So we went there and stayed 3 or 4 days with him. And then he was discharged. And then we adopted him. It was, yeah.
Are Beckett and Fallon bio siblings?
So they have the same biological mother. So when she got pregnant with Fallon, She wanted an abortion, and the lady that helps take care of her was like, if you want one, that's fine. I'm not taking you to get one. But just so you know, Becca and Wayne would take her, and so they could be, raised together. And so it was sort of the same thing, back and forth and back and forth. But we already knew what to expect with Fallon, so it wasn't as like traumatizing. Invited us to come up and see her the day that she was born in the hospital. Like, it was this whole thing. And then we get there, and she wouldn't really talk to us. She has mental health issues. So anyway, I got to see Fallon the day that she was born, and because of the environment, the bio mom, when she was discharged from the hospital, went home to an apartment that she had been locked out of, and all of her things were thrown in the yard. And it was the middle of December and snowing. So Fallon would have been with her. Like, it's that type of thing. She just has to have help. She can't take care of children. And so we filed for emergency custody. We filed a petition for emergency custody of Fallon, and were granted that, and took her home from the hospital. And kind of the same thing. She ended up saying, you were what's best for Fallon, and we want to sign over. It's very interesting. She has moments of clarity where she can make good sound decisions, and then other moments. But I could not be like more blessed. Like, I can say a lot of things about her that are not stellar, but she gave me my family. She gave me my babies. Yeah. And so I'll forever be thankful for her.
And Kat said, I cannot imagine a world without Fallon. Neither can I. When Becca told me that she was pondering abortion, it just hit me. I'm like, Fallow might not be here. And boy, it hits you hard to think about. But the Lord knew exactly what he was doing. Yeah. He did. And Jenny said, I love that you have an Isaiah 117 sticker on your laptop.
I do.
Yes.
I do. I also have a license plate from Isaiah 117.
That's how I know it's Becca's car.
Have you heard Rhonda? If you don't know what Isaiah 117 is, look it up. She is phenomenal. She's the one who started Isaiah 117. And to hear her talk.
You cannot.
Rachel's bawling.
Don't do anything else if you're wanting to hear her speak.
She's amazing.
Because you're going to be a bawling mess.
So, Rachel, I don't know if I told you or not, but when I pulled up to sign up the kids for baseball, did I tell you this?
No.
This little man comes out, and apparently he had seen my sticker, my Isaiah 117 sticker on the car, and he said, are you that girl who taught, or that woman who talked at First Baptist Church the other day?
She thought you were her.
And I was like, nope. But I immediately knew who he was talking about. I was like, nope, but I wish I was. That woman is amazing. He said, you look like her. And I was like, I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I love Rhonda. Anyway, I wasn't really planning to talk about any of that.
But listen, happy Adoption Day, Bex.
Yeah, happy Adoption Day. What a good day. Anybody who has been blessed by adoption knows that feeling. It's very, like, you don't realize, because the way that it works, if you're not familiar, once a parent has terminated rights, they have actually 10 days to be like, no, I've decided not to do that. And with Beckett, it was 10 days. And for whatever reason with Fallon, the judge made it 4 days. I don't know why. I didn't ask. But then after that, there's a 6-month period where you do home studies, and a caseworker comes and basically evaluates whether there's the bond and how things are going and whether you're in this for the right reasons and all of those fun things. And then after that 6 months, you go and petition the court for adoption. And you don't realize, I'm going to cry again. Why do I do this? You don't realize the weight that's on your shoulders in those 6 months. But just when the judge says, I'm trying to remember verbatim what he said. I have it written down in Beckett's adoption decree and Fallon's. But something about, I do ordain that this child has their birth name is henceforth known as this child. It's just like, it's such an interesting, weird, like, they're just words. You're just a person, but you're changing my life forever. Like, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. It's the best ever, I'm telling you. I wouldn't change, like, the road and the the hardship and the up and the down and the heartache and all of those years, like it was terrible. It was terrible. It was horrible, actually. But knowing what I know now, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change a bit of it. Not even one bit. Let it all out, Becca. Well, but you know, it seems like I'm going to.
Hey, that's
it
okay.
sure does.
That's okay.
They do look alike. Betsy, it's very interesting. People think they're twins. They're 3.5 years apart, and people think that they're twins.
So many people at my shower who had never met the kiddos before asked me if they were twins.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, they're 3 years apart. Bex is 8.
He's in the
8.
second percentile for height and weight, and she's in the 97th percentile for height and weight. So
it evens them out.
Yeah. We don't know for certain who their biological parent or fathers are, but we did some ancestry DNA stuff to kind of know what their heritage is. And Beckett's biological father is Hispanic. He's Guatemalan, so he's just little. He's just a little one, or they think he is. I mean, that's all those numbers and everything. It's very interesting.
Melissa says, Becca, as an adopted child myself, I want to say thank you. There needs to be more godly people raising kids in need.
Thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
And Miss Gigi by Grace, who did you say we needed to speak to? It's Isaiah 117. And Becca, what is her name?
Rhonda, what's her last name?
If you look at Isaiah 117.
Just Isaiah 117, you can
You'll
find
definitely,
it. Yeah,
you'll definitely
it's
find it.
absolutely amazing. I've shared it on my personal Facebook page, and I can share it again with you all. She actually came to our church and spoke, so I know like the timestamp and everything, but she tells the whole story top to, and I'm serious, you'll be laughing one minute and bawling literally in the same sentence. I don't know how she does it, but she's so captivating, the way that she talks and the way that she tells stories. And
she is a heck of a speaker.
She is.
Let me tell you.
She absolutely is. Like, you can tell her heart.
She has a gift.
She does. Like,
Just
it's
for
a
speaking.
God-given gift.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes.
Do they have any contact with BioMom? They do not. We do live in the same town. And it's a small town. However, no. You're just never really sure what you're going to get with her. And so I wouldn't want, maybe as the kids are older, if they're interested, that's something that we might or might not. I don't know. But when you're little bitty and don't quite understand things, it's just something that we've chosen not to do. And they Fallon asks more questions than Beckett about it, but we tell them their story, and they don't really ask much about her specifically, so it's not become a thing. Now I do know eventually that it will come up. It will, but so far it hasn't. Beckett will just say things like, "So you fed me when I was a little bitty baby in the hospital, and you took me home." And yeah, baby, I did.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And they would say, "We were in the same belly at the same time." No. We were in the same belly at different times. Yeah.
Same belly, different times. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, wait, 30 days in Florida. Oh my gosh. And that's the other thing. It's so interesting to me to like the difference in the laws from state to state on adoption, even foster care. Like, yeah.
They vary so much.
Oh, Kat, I got wrapped up in Becca's story and forgot I have to get ready to go to the chiropractor. That is so funny. I'm Mexican American, and learning Spanish was easy for me to learn as a kid. Okay, Romo. Like,
He just did it the other day on the live. Beckett did.
It's very interesting. And like I've said before, we have a very heavily populated, we have lots of Hispanics here in Morristown. So I don't know, like sometimes I feel like maybe it's influenced by that. Like his best friends at school are Hispanic. In fact, his school, there are fewer Anglos than all the other races. And so I didn't know if that played a part, but I'm telling you, the kid is obsessed with Mexican food, and he loves like Mexican music. He loves to hear people talk in Spanish. It's the most interesting thing, and he has. From the very beginning, I would take him because he has some speech delays, but I would take him to speech therapists, and they would say, he's not from here, is he? Because the way that he talks is even a little bit different. And I'm like, no, he is, I swear. And I've had him from the beginning. Like, I taught him how to talk.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. But I feel like it's just in you.
Yeah.
Like,
he was here on the live and popped off with something in Spanish. It was hilarious.
It was something about amigos.
Yeah, something about amigos. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he left.
He loves to. It's actually a little bit embarrassing, and I've begged him not to do it. But we'll go. I don't know why I'm sharing this.
Becca.
We'll go to Target, and he'll see a Hispanic family
No.
and hear them talking and stuff, and he tries to talk to them in
Oh,
Spanish. I'm like,
oh no.
it's like, I can speak Spanish too, Mom. Like, no, you can't. No. He says that everybody is his cousin that looks Hispanic. They're all, and we don't say these things. It's just, that's
His
Alberto.
kid.
He's my cousin. I'm like, who's Alberto? That's not even his name. Where did you come up with? It's from a movie, I'm certain.
I'm telling
It's
you.
so funny.
That is priceless.
It's so funny. He is, for years he's been that way. It's not like a phase. Like, he's just, it's very interesting.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it can be very confusing, Stacey. She said, I'm thankful they don't. My hubby's adopted. His grandparents took charge, and his bio mom was still in the picture, and it caused quite the confusion. I could definitely see how that would be.
Yeah.
My niece had temporary custody of their son for 2 years, waiting for Cherokee Nation to give their blessing, and he is only 8th Cherokee. Oh, yeah, that's a thing.
Oh my goodness.
If they have any Native American, like Cherokee Indian Native American, they can't be adopted.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Took us 5 years to get our baby, Patrice. It's such a journey. This is very interesting. So many people who have ties to adoption, and
Which
it's
is
amazing.
fantastic. Absolutely.
I watched a lot of Mexican TV shows and learned how to speak it, and all my parents and my other brothers and sisters all speak it. I honestly, I feel like Beckett would pick it up really well. His favorite movie right now is Encanto, and I'm telling you, it's so funny. I'm like, what do you think these words mean? Because I want to understand what he thinks
words
they
mean.
I took 2 years of Spanish in college, and I'm still, I know a little bit. I am not really good at it, but I know a little bit of it. And he'll just say random things. I'm like, oh gosh.
Where did you get his name from?
I don't know. I really don't. His first name is Samuel because it's a family name. Wayne's name is Samuel Wayne. His dad is Samuel David. His dad is Samuel Leroy. His dad is Samuel Leroy. I don't like the name Samuel, but I knew I had to use it. And so, I don't know. It just came one night. I wanted something that was different but not weird. And some people think I named him after myself, Becca, Beckett. I didn't. I just heard it and liked it. And then Fallon was really the same way, her first name, Emery. I just heard it and liked it. And Beckett named Fallon because he was obsessed with Jimmy Fallon at the time.
Who's not?
Yeah, exactly.
Love him.
I watched G-San because he had a really bad speech delay. I watched G-San.
Oh.
And he thought G-San's bed was in his room, and when we brought a baby home and not Jimmy Fallon to sleep in the bed, he was very, very confused.
Oh, I'm sure he was.
thought Jimmy Fallon was come to live with him. Yeah. Bex has great taste in movies. He does. I love Encanto. It's very cute. Like, the colors are really cute.
Like Coco.
Coco, yeah, he loves Coco too.
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah.
Love all those Disney movies.
My oldest son was just like that, and he was ADHD, but now is a over-the-road truck driver and living on his own. See, I love to hear this type of thing because sometimes I'm like, see, ever not like, I mean, he can live with me forever, but I just like, as parents, sometimes you worry about things like, are they going to be successful? Are they going to be able to do this by themselves? Are they like, it's their fears. Sometimes irrational. It doesn't matter. They're still there. But today, Beckett said, he gets so confused. It's so funny. I think he thought he was turning a new age today, even though I said adoption day, not birthday, because he went and told it. He said, I got to tell Miss Summer, who's his teacher, that I have to take my driver's license test. So I've been saying to him, because he loves Lightning McQueen, and there's this car that he wants to purchase. And I'm like, well, you have to be 16. You also have to learn to read so that you can study and take your driver's license test. So you have to have this many birthdays. And he thought, I guess, that he was turning older. I don't know, crushed his hopes and dreams because he's not going to take his driver's license test today.
Oh, he thought that was today.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's just 11:30.
11:37. Yeah.
This crap would have taken like 5 minutes. I swear it would have been like an hour and a half that we've been live.
No.
Well, good. I don't feel so bad now.
No, you're good.
You failed Spanish in high school? Well, honestly, it would be like the equivalent of me failing English. You still have like the conjugations and the grammar and all those things. It's not just saying words correctly.
I would have loved the option to take Spanish. We had to take a foreign language, and the only one that was offered there at the private school was Latin. And let me tell you, it was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. I know the teacher gave me a passing grade just so he didn't have to see me again because I couldn't tell you a single thing. There's genders on the words, and I can't even. It's horrible.
So is it like Spanish with the A and the O, female, male? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just terrible. And like you said, the conjugations and it's just would not recommend.
Yes, Samuel Beckett was a famous writer. He was. I couldn't tell you one thing he wrote though, which is interesting. I probably should look that up. Hello, Miss Crystal. You can't over coddle because of a disability. If you tell them they are broke, they will be. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
I like to say differently abled, not disabled in any type of way. I mean,
and Beckett is very interesting. There's this book that I got and I started reading. I need to finish it. It's called The 8 Great Smarts, and it's basically how you're smart and cultivating what your child's smartness. So whereas Fallon is very book smart, Beckett is very like body smart and like
she's like a deep thinker.
Yes.
She thinks through things very deeply and yeah.
Yeah, and it was hard for me at first because I'm book smart. And to have a child that things just did not click for, I thought, what am I doing wrong? What is wrong with him? Well, there's nothing wrong with him. He just doesn't think that way. Yeah. Like, that's not how his brain works, and that's fine. Like, it doesn't have to work that way. He understands things and grasps things and does things in a different way than I can. Like, that kid is so athletic. It's insane. He was standing when he was 5 months old. Standing. But 5 months old.
Yeah. Yeah. We were at the park with him the other day. I watched him chuck a ball. And I'm telling you what, I couldn't have chucked it that hard or that fast or that long. And I said, Beckett, did you see him chuck that ball? And she looked back and she was like, was it Beckett? I was like, it sure as heck was.
So he's super surprising and things like that.
Yeah.
He's the kindest person you've ever met. Honestly, like, can make a friend out of anybody. So it's very, like, I love the idea of looking for the things in your children that they are very good and successful at. And one more thing, and then I'll go. My brother was telling me, he has very intelligent children. And I said something about him being smart, about Adela being smart or something. And he was saying that he read or listened to this study. And Rachel, you can help me with the details. There was a group of kindergartners that they split up. And one group, they said, after everything, you're so smart, you did so good. The other one, they said, you know what, you worked really hard.
And that's, yeah.
That was the only difference. You're very smart, you worked really hard. At the end of the year, they gave him a standardized type test. And
the same test.
Very same test. When they got to the parts that were above them, because in standardized testing, they do grades that are, or they do questions and sections that are above just to see. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The group that heard you are smart shut down.
Blank. Left it all blank.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The group that heard you work really hard did amazing because they were used to hearing that their ability or their drive to work hard, their drive to do good was kind of what pushed them forward and made them special, that type of thing.
Not just you're smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I've been trying to tell my kids. And I love the thought. Yeah. Every day. You know what? You worked really hard. That was great. You worked really hard on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Miss Karen says, if I sign up for the yearly membership today, do I get the current discount as well as my flock discount? So maybe we can explain that for Miss Karen.
Yeah, it is for the flock members. It is $149 for the yearly membership. It is not discounted beyond that. No.
And the link is on the private Facebook group. The link I'm dropping in the comments right now, Miss Karen, is only for people who are not already members for us. If you are a member, you're going to get a way better deal than this. So check it out on the Facebook group.
So if you need, I'm looking at emails right now. If you need the link and can't find it in the private Facebook group, email me hello@oakenlane.com and I will share that link with you. I'll be happy to do that. You do need to be a founding flock member in order to use that. So remember that. Anyway, there have been so many rabbit trails here, but I'm really happy to share that with you. Hopefully you liked the craft.
I sure did. I sure did. I love that you were making Beckett today. And it was his adoption
I know, and
day.
it wasn't planned.
Yeah,
it totally wasn't planned.
That.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So we will be premiering a video tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. Rach, what is that video? Do you remember?
That one is, it's a dollar store one.
Oh, you filmed it.
It's $1. It's cool.
Yeah.
Check it out. Oh, and then next week, just to let you know, all of our lives are the same, except one. On Tuesday, it's going to be at 10:30 a.m. instead of 1 p.m., just like on Thursdays.
Yes, we had to just switch up our schedule.
Just switching up the schedule. Still the same amount of lives. Just on Tuesday and Thursday, they'll both be at 10:30 a.m. Just letting you all know.
And if you forget which one that is, you can look at the upcoming live schedule, and it says right there what time.
Absolutely, it does.
So check that out. But anyway, premiere with us tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be live here again on Monday. Click the links. Join if you haven't already. Let us know if you have questions. Have a fantastic Thursday.